Mickey's madder than hell, but I finally got him out of his big house into his temporary tank. Hang on. Are you there? Mickey's a deer mouse. And Mickey is a deer mouse I caught in one of these traps, actually out in the backyard, and I put him up, free room and board, free tuition, everything. So he's in this little 2.5 gallon reserve right now. I'm going to pimp out his tank. He's getting all that removed, all the poop sucked out of there, and he's getting a wheel and everything. So you're a spoiled little bastard, you know that? He is hopping pissed because I had to dig through this stuff to get him to come out. When he did, he went racing all around here, bing, 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 and I couldn't hardly catch him. But eventually he got inside one of those tubes, and I just dumped the tube into this, so he's good now. Even though Mickey's not going to have these anymore in his new tank, I'm going to keep them for next time I need to transport him. When you go to transport your deer mouse, he's going to run to get away from you. That's their instincts, obviously. So take the stuff out of the tank that he can hide in. Drop 1 or 2 of those in there. When he goes to take cover, just pick that up and put that in the transportation housing or the new tank or whatever. Okay, I got the dead grass out of there, which I was using as his bedding. He's actually getting real bedding, but I'm going to put just a little bit because you want your mouse or hamster to be able to forage and build a nest. That's what they do. That's what they're happy doing. If you put an inch of bedding in there, it's just going to be an absorption pad for poop and peep. Got me? So you want it kind of coated like this grass is now, but all that's getting cleaned out because this is about 2 months old. So wanted to tell you, when you are dealing with mice or hamsters or anything small pet related, never, never, ever touch your face or touch your nose or mouth or anything while you're doing this. Actually, I touch almost everything with that when I'm dealing with Mickey. Mickey is a breeding ground for little mouse germs, and I'm sure after all this time, if something harmful was in there, it's died off or ran its course, but there's no reason to risk it. Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, touch your face. If you want to use gloves, you probably should. Always wash your hands before, during, and after you transport your little cute deer mouse. I recommend a wet and dry shop vac because I spilt his water bowl. So just to make your life easier, try to have a wet and dry shop vac on hand. So he's patiently waiting to be put into his new pimped out house. I could take a paper towel and completely detail clean this, but I'm not going to do that today. That's something I would do every other cleaning or so. Doesn't need to be done all the time. He'll be just fine with the glass a little bit mucky. A little dab will do you, just a layer. It'll give your mouse or hamster the chance to forage, to find food that he dropped, and it gives them a lot to do because it's forageable when it's sprinkled in like that and not cake layered an inch deep, which is a common mistake people make when they have rodent pets. He's coming along good. If you have a tarantula, you should probably wear a mask when you deal with a tarantula, because when some types of tarantulas, when they get pissed, they shake their tail feathers and this hair flies off of them, and it'll irritate your nose and chest and that, and it can be dangerous. So, and also if you have a arachnid of some kind, don't use this bedding. Arachnids like a shaved coconut shell type sand mixture. You'll have to look that up. So just in case someone out there is trying to throw an arachnid into their hamster exhibit and take their hamster onto something else, don't do that. Anyways, look how spoiled this mouse is. He literally gets bottled water, but that's only because I come home from work every day and I top off his water bowl when I walk past here, because a lot of it evaporates out and it's just easier to have a little bottle ready to go. The reason Mickey doesn't have a hanging water bottle like a hamster you'd see in a hamster cage is because he's too small for a hamster cage, and I don't have a top on here yet. Eventually I'm going to buy another 20-gallon tall, which is exactly what this is, with a top, with lights and everything, and this will probably be used as some kind of either tarantula tank or another fish tank of some kind. I'm not really into geckos and things, but I do love turtles, so who knows? The sky is the limit. So for right now, he eats like a dog out of the little bowl. I found these little bowls at a dollar store for $1 a piece. Perfect. If he were to have a water bottle that hangs down, he would simply climb up it and he would be gone and he wouldn't be my pet anymore. So he's safe and sound in his prison. Let's see how this works. No promises. I'll probably have to rearrange his environment because he's going to take off like a deer mouse in a tank. Now he's a jumper, hardcore. So he'll probably just jump out of this in a minute. Oh, let's drop that. Okay. As you can see, he is pimped out. Spoiled as hell, I know that much. So he has a clear house, so when he makes his nesting in there, I'll still be able to peek in on him, which is all the fun in having a pet, is to observe him, interact with him. So he is good to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Me and Mickey's gonna kick back and watch some Netflix now. Mice King on Netflix. Okay, boo-boo, doo-boo. Okay, boo-boo, doo. Okay, boo-boo, da-ba, da-ba. I never thought I would get so much enjoyment out of a mouse I found in my yard, but he's been a lot of fun. Just observing how they move, and you can kind of see how they think. And watching him nest and different things has been pretty interesting. I didn't know mice lived so lavishly You just think of a mouse as a stupid thing that wants to get in your house and poop in your woodwork. But he's a smart little bastard. And he's got me trained because... What are you going to do? What are you going to do? One thing also I'm going to like about his see-through igloo house is when I change his bowls out, I should be able to tell where he's at, which will let me know where to move stuff around. I don't like picking things up and he goes flying out of them because it scares both of us. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thinking about starting a giant Goliath bird-eating tarantula tank next. What do you think? Want to come over? So he's settling back down now. He's already enjoying his new bedroom in his new house. And I love it because I can just watch him so much more now. And that's the whole point in these see-through igloo homes for your rodents. They love them and it makes them 100 times more observable. I could watch him the same way I watch my fish. They're just relaxing. Hey, you guys have a good day. I'm just going to be in here holding my tail for a while. Just checking out my new room. Obviously, a wild deer mouse as a pet is different than a wild mouse in your home that has to be dealt with. Where there's one mouse in your home, there are an infinite number of mice in your home. It is almost impossible to catch them in a live trap and do anything with them that solves the problem of mice in your house. They have to be killed pretty much. You can put poison out. I have a poison station in my garage. And what they do is they eat the poison, they go somewhere and die. When you put those poison stations in your home, they often die in your home. And a lot of times in your walls and things. Obviously that's not good. The snap traps or the glue traps work the best. So I know there's some controversy surrounding the idea of having one you feed and having some you kill. Well, he was never in my house. He was out in the backyard. I was mostly testing these live traps to see if they worked. Put one out there in the backyard. A couple of days later, he was in there. I quickly decided the mice in the backyard are not coming up to the house yet, so I'm not going to bother putting any more traps out there. But I had him. I thought it would be cool to see if he took to the hamster lifestyle. And he's doubled in size. He looks excellent. I know he's a happy mouse, and it's been very relaxing to watch him. It's kind of like watching fish. It's been cool in the morning when I come out here and he's eating and he's just looking at me, chilling with me. And it's kind of like having breakfast with a little guy. So Mickey and I's worked out. If Mickey were to have been in my house chewing up my couch or something, he would eventually have been killed. That's different. So, the best thing to do if you don't want to see mice killed is do what I do. You should always live like me. You got it? Here's another way to live like me. Get the peppermint oil rodent repellent spray, or there's also peppermint oil droppers that you just hang it and it just drops peppermint oil. Put it in areas where you've seen mice or mice droppings or mice chewing, and they will get the hell out of there. Mice do not like the peppermint. You can also grow some peppermint in your flower beds. It'll help keep them out. Don't knock it till you rock it. I have a thing, it's a bottle, it's from Tomcat brand, and it is really strong peppermint stuff. I spray it about once a month around the bottom of my furnace because that's where they're coming in and out. So until I get all that ripped out and properly repaired, they're getting the peppermint oil in there. I do have snap traps in my home as backups, but ever since I've been spraying, that peppermint spray. I haven't seen any mice in the house. None of those traps have went off. There's never been any bait missing or anything. So it's working. It's also a nice idea to take that spray around your house and hit up the areas they could get in, like all the air registers for your crawl space, blah, 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 blah. So, peace. Kill them if you gotta. Feed them if you want to. You heard?